Hey, this is Tony, 8/5 of the 5 Point Gamers, here to play a game I can guarantee you no one has ever LP'd before. Probably because not that many people have actually played it before. It's the Quadforce, an RPG Maker 2003 game by yours truly. I'm just gonna dive right into it. So, I love the map work in the beginning of the game, like this whole opening scene, because as someone online described it, it looks like someone vomited the tile set just straight onto the screen there. I mean, it's just so random and mishmash, which is, I mean, honestly, that's what I was making it. I was kind of going off memory what overworlds look like in games. So there's just like some desert and cliffs and castles and stuff all over the place. I actually made the intro, this whole intro of the game, after I finished like the rest of the game. So yes, I kind of added the plot after I made the game. This game is it's an RPG Maker 2003 game, which I don't know if you're familiar with it, viewers. It's like a the SNES Final Fantasy games basically. Turn-based battle system. And I made it when my only experience with RPGs was through Paper Mario, and I think Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban for the Game Boy Advance. Like, that was it. That was all I knew about RPGs, was from those two games when I made this. And I based this game off a board game I made using toys and pieces I had lying around the house, late middle school or so. So which is why it's kind of random, because I just had random pieces, lots of dinosaur toys and army men. So lots of the enemies are like bugs and army men and dinosaur toy adaptations. At least in the beginning of the game. So you got the four characters. You got Will, the serious mage, and then there's Dust, who is the emotional, the friendly warrior fellow. Mike, which is the weirdo, crazy healer. And Jules, the logical, serious ninja. All of which are loosely based off friends that I know. Look at, there's a castle just floating, and I don't even know, it's supposed to represent the fifth world. I mean, you can see there's a desert, and then that place with the eye, the eye thing, is supposed to represent World 3, I think. I'm really bad at it. Oh no! Blue-haired guy with red eyes! And lack of animation. Just all over the place. Just telling you what's going on. Ah! Oh no! And I guess we crashed. And now we have happy music. So you can't go through here. Originally there was, if you beat certain bosses, the game would teleport you to the next area, but in a revamp I went through and I got rid of a lot of that teleportationing, just so that the maps fit together better, and it was less jarring for players. I think I'm the one who plays it. Although, I did recently put this up for the rest of the 5 Point Gamers to be playing it, so hopefully we should all be playing this game. Let's see, I'm going to put Mike in the back row, because he uses a bow, and so he will take less damage, but still do the same amount of damage. I'll show off the statuses. Here's the status. You can see, if you're familiar with any Final Fantasy type game, you know the stats are usually in the hundreds to thousands, and in this game they're in single, 1 to 3 digits, depending on the levels and the stat. I kept them all very low, particularly agility. Agility doesn't go up very high at all, so I could more easily control the enemies and the difficulty of the battles. So I'm just gonna jump into it. There we go. Start off fighting off. This is the first tutorial match. He's pretty easy. He only just does basic attacks. You see, Will starts off with fire, uses 4 magic. It does decent damage, and it also has a solid chance of inflicting burn, which will do 1 consistent damage every turn. That's enemy turns and character turns. So, and it can only be, it won't wear off on its own either. It has to be cured. Most enemies can't cure it. He's got only 20 health. Pretty easy, just to kind of get you used to the game. And after most boss fights in this game, you will fully heal your HP and MP. Let's see that you can get through here because you beat him. And this game is basically a glorified boss rush. I mean, that's pretty much all you do is you fight bosses and go to the next area and fight more bosses. Can't get through here, which I'm kind of okay with. It's, you know, I'm actually proud of my battle system for the most part. I set up like a rock, paper, scissors system with the weapons. There's sword, which Will uses, bow, which Mike uses, and spear, which Dust uses, and there's other enemies that use them too. And sword does more damage to spear, but takes more damage from bow. And you can figure out the rest from there, you know. It works like that, you know, system. And so that way, you know, you can use that to kind of decide which character is more important at attacking. I mean, Will has the lowest basic attack, and Dust has the most, but Dust is also slow. And you know, you might want to use Dust to buff up a character who would do better against that boss, or that enemy. There's also the club, which is, you know, like kind of anything that doesn't really fit into those other 3, like an axe or a club. And those enemies do more damage and take more damage. That's like, you know, like they're kind of just going for attacks instead of trying to defend themselves. And then there's Whip, which does extra damage to club and takes normal damage from club. Whip is pretty rare. I'm gonna save. You can save anywhere you want on the overworld. You want to get saved into a hole, but I hand out like the Healy buttons and stuff all over the place, so it's pretty hard to save yourself into a hole, as long as you're, you know, relatively intelligent. I'm gonna burn him. Yeah, burn sucks. Especially at low levels, you don't have a lot of health to spend. You got Dust down. Oh, he's almost down. He's only got 25 health, I think. Level 2, Aqua. And the 6 elements also work in the same way as the weapons. You know, where you, let's see, should I go for the armor? Let's go. Yeah. Sword. Deposit bow, vest, long spear hidden down there. Yeah, he buffs up his attack by 1, you see, and he's only got, it's actually notable. The longsword actually doesn't give you any bonuses, it just makes him hold a sword. It's really bad. Deposit bow, nope. Oh, I got the Master Hand. Yeah, the character doesn't really need any more defense. And then, every time you talk to him, he will fully heal you, so if you want to grind for a little bit, you can. That's right, last time you usually get weapons because you can sell them for 2 coins. Let's go this way. Little trees. Get little trees, overworld trees. Yeah, I save frequently because I got a bunch of things running, I don't want it if anything crashes. I don't have to deal with that. Going to do a whole lot of work over again. Cruel Centipede. So I'm gonna burn him. And I'm just gonna smack him around. It's pretty easy. He uses Venom, which is pretty powerful, but if I silence him, I don't have to worry about it. Yeah. So the elements work, you know, similar to the weapons. You know, fire will do more damage to ice, but will take more damage from water. And then for Earth, Wind, and Thunder work. Earth will do more damage to Thunder, because like Earth is grounded from lightning and electricity, and then Wind will do more damage to Earth, like it slices up the rocks, I guess. I'm not too sure what I was thinking for that one, I guess. And then Thunder does more damage to Wind, like flying enemies, stuff like that. I mean, that was the logic behind it. But that's how those 6 elements work, kind of in their own groups of 3. So you can tell if an enemy is using an element, they're usually going to be resistant to the element they're strong against, and the element they're using. It's being a little laggy here. So, an enemy who uses fire attacks will probably be resistant to both ice and fire magic. Let's see if I can buy the rest of the equipment. I don't mess with shields, helmets, or accessories for a while in this game. I didn't really know what to do with them for a long time, and then when I did, it was kind of like a last-minute addition. So you won't see those for a very long time. So keep going, keep going, keep going. Hey, that work. Boat ran aground, very sad. Sad face. Yeah, Mike likes boats. Hey! Oh. Yeah, I know the background switches. I know how to fix that now, but I don't really want to go in and adjust it. These guys use aqua magic, even though they're clearly vampires. Micro Man. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, so each of the 6 elements also have a secondary effect attached to them. Fire obviously has burn. Aqua can do silence, prevents you from using skills. Thunder ignores defense. Wind can possibly inflict confusion. Ice can do iced, which temporarily freezes a character. They can't take any actions for a short amount of time. So, game's being all laggy on me here. And Earth reduces their resistance to Earth, so they'll take more damage next time you use Earth magic. Let's see if I can silence. Nope. Whoops, I forgot he didn't have any actual healing magic yet. There we go, got him. He has an attack called Boom 1, which will, at these levels and health, basically one-shot one of your characters. Which means that they'll die, you'll probably kill them right after that, and then that character won't get the experience, which is annoying because they'll always be like a couple of points behind everyone else, and they'll level up a little slower. It becomes less noticeable at higher levels as you're getting more experience, but early game it's annoying to have a character be level 2 and everyone else level 3. Especially when you're trying to count on them being level 3 for certain things. So you want to be level 3 before you take on this next patch of guys. There's the airship. Actual size, by the way. Some more micro men. So Will basically acts as the black mage. He's got access to a lot of the elemental magic, the best MP, worst physical stats for the most part. Mike's the white mage. He's in between on the stats and stuff. He's kind of average. Dust he's the slowest. He's got the best attack and defense and stuff like that. But his magic is probably the least useful. It's mostly minor stats affecting stuff. Although he does learn earth magic later in the game. burn this guy. It's definitely early game. Burning the enemies is very good because they don't have a lot of health to lose. Whew, boy, I just destroyed him. I'm just gonna do that. Yeah, they're gonna. Dang, they must be weak to electricity or something. Take that much, hit 10, 11 damage from that. Jeez. Oh no! Another boss. I see he uses a spear, so hypothetically, Will do more damage to him with his sword, and Mike would take and deal. Mike would take more damage and deal less, but I'm gonna use magic on him because it's just way smarter. 6, so that's 6. 6 is about normal. Now he's defending, so he'll take less damage, but he's still gonna take that 1 point from burn. I'm out of MP. Spear poke. Ooh. Ouch. That actually hurt. Still out of MP. I don't know why I checked. I don't really feel like using items because they're all gonna die. I mean, it's early in the game. They have such low health. It's basically designed so you can spend some time figuring stuff out and doodling, getting a hang of it, and you can still kill them off pretty quickly. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna cut now and I'll be back in a bit, so bye.